Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my February TBR. If you watched my January TBR, you know that I would like to roughly follow Stephanie Bookverse's TBR Star Hop prompts, but I'm not like super strict on it because obviously it's her game and her roles, and my level of participation doesn't affect anything. Really quickly, before hopping into the books that I hope to read in the month of February, I would like to recap January just a little bit. I don't know which is going up first, but there will be a January wrap up. If it is up, I will link it in the cards above. If not, it will be the next video you see here on my channel. Before hopping into that as well, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is actually my second channel where I talk about anything that interests me outside of the beauty space. You will find mostly bookish content, the occasional clean with me or motherhood content, as well as gardening content in the spring and summer and fall. Those are the things that I love to chat about on this channel, so if that's something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. But now let's see which books that were on my January TBR did I actually read. So here is my stack plus a few others. Firstly, for a fantasy with a beautiful cover, my son Wyatt chose The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas for me, which is lucky because this is a buddy read, and I did read this. Next, for audiobook, I chose Crest by Marissa Meyer, and I did read that. For royalty, I was supposed to read The Grace of Kings, and this is also the channel read-along for Stephanie Bookverse's channel. We're reading the Dandelion Dynasty this year, and we were supposed to read the first one, The Grace of Kings, in January. As you can see, I am not quite finished, but I am on page 418 of 618. So I have two more. I have 200 more pages to read of this. So this is going to be a rollover. The fifth roll for TBR Star Hop in January was TikTok, and for that I chose Flock by Kate Stewart. This has now been on 2 TBRs. I had it on my December TBR as well, which I don't think I filmed, and I still have not read this. So this is also a rollover, and the 2 books that I'm rolling over are must read in the month of February. I have no more excuses. Then, like I said, my TBR doesn't only involve TBR Star Hop because it's not my game. I just think it's fun to choose books like matching her rules as well. But I was supposed to read 30 Things I Love About Myself for Samantha March's membership book club, and I couldn't get my hands on this. The ebook was not available to me in Canada for some reason, which I planned on reading it on my new Kindle. I got a Kindle for Christmas, and so that was disappointing. And the shipping was like $15, and the book itself was like $13 or something for a paperback. I'm sorry, I'm not paying shipping that's higher than the item for a book. So my library says it's on order, and I went on the wait list. There is a wait list for that book. I will read it eventually and watch the replay for the book club. Where is my brain? I also needed to read Malice by John Gwynne for Stephanie Bookverse's Patreon book club pick, and I did not get to this. To be honest, I was very intimidated by the size, but again, this needs to be read in February because I'm actually very excited to start the series. I just didn't get to it. And then to go along with my buddy read, as well as The Assassin's Blade, Rebecca and I are reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and this is another one. I'm not quite finished, but we're actually reading 5 chapters a day. So like I'm on schedule with our buddy read. It just didn't align with BookTube's idea of like finishing all your books by the end of the month, if that makes sense. So I am on page 288 of like around 400 on this one. So I'm making really good progress on this as well. So as you can see, I didn't have the greatest reading month in January in terms of the books on my TBR, but I'm very excited for the books I have chosen for February. So starting off, of course, I have those 2 rollovers I already discussed, and now let's hop into the TBR Star Hop rolls and see what books I can find to fit these prompts. As I mentioned, I got these prompts from Stephanie Bookverse's TBR Star Hop, so if you would like to find out the prompts as she's rolling them and have the excitement of the game, I will definitely have her video linked down below. So if you don't want to be spoiled by anything, then definitely watch her video first and then come back and see which books that I chose for them. I'm out of breath because I just ran across the house to grab a few more books. First up was a book with LGBTQ plus rep. As I mentioned, I got a Kindle for Christmas, and so I signed up for Kindle Unlimited and have been wanting to read some more books on there. So I was watching a video from Riley Marie, and she talked about The Witch's Wolves, which is on Kindle Unlimited for this prompt. It's a very short novella, and it's a monster romance and also a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. And she stumbles upon a wolf's den, and there's two wolf boys who are in a relationship together, and then it turns into like a threesome thing. I have no idea. It sounded very strange, but I needed some short books on this, and I want to take advantage of Kindle Unlimited. It's a free trial, so I want to see if it's like something that I want to keep up with, and Riley Marie really liked it, so I was like, going into it, I want some more romance because it is February, even though my my TBR is very fantasy heavy, as it always is, and I don't know, it just sounded weird, and I'm gonna read it and see how it is. I am very apprehensive about it though. Rule number 2 was a book that has a map, and I put in Throne of Glass for this. I know I'm almost done, but this TBR is quite large, so I want to fit in also the books that I'm reading, except for The Grace of Kings and Flock, which are like punishment rollovers, but this was just a like tentative hope to get to it in January type of thing, and it's rolling over to February anyways, so I'm fitting it in here. Rule number 3 is a sci-fi, and I read Cress last month, as I just discussed. So next up is Fairest. This is a novella about Lavanna, also in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. It's quite short, and it does fit. It's like 3.5 or something, so I'm excited to read this. The spacing is like really big on the font, and I don't think this will be any trouble. I'm liking that I'm fitting some shorter books on here, like The Witch's Wolves and this one. Rule number 4 was a wormhole, which means you have to reach in. Well, Stephanie reaches into a little container that has all the series she's in the middle of. I just pulled up my spreadsheet and randomized a number between 1 and 23, something like that. Anyways, I got the number 20, which is the series of unfortunate events that I started in December. So book 2, I need to like continue that series as this prompt. Book 2 is The Reptile Room, and this is about the 3 Baudelaire children. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the series of unfortunate events. The cat is meowing to get in. This is like a children's series. So again, yay, another short book. Rule number 5 was a paperback that is pretty open, but I fit in Malice by John Gwynne. Again, this is the January Patreon book club pick for Stephanie, and I just didn't get to it. But because this wasn't a TBR Star Hop rule for January, I'm allowing myself to fit it on here, and it will further motivate me to like actually read it. Like, I pay for Patreon, I should read the book club book, and I already had this on my shelf. I didn't even buy it because it was something that they were reading, so like I need to be reading more of what I own. So Malice by John Gwynne, I don't really know anything about the series, just it's an epic fantasy 4-book series, and it's the world is coming to an end. There are giants, and I don't really know, wars, weapons. Rule number 6 is a book set in a different country. I'm Canadian, so I feel like most books that I read, fantasy or not, are not set in Canada. So I chose The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a reread for me, and it is the February Patreon book club pick for Stephanie. This is a like more of a middle grade age compared to the rest of the Lord of the Rings series, and I have really wanted to read the Lord of the Rings series, and it is on my shelves, but I've only ever read this one, and I honestly don't remember that much about it. So I'm excited to be jumping back into this world and refreshing my memory, and then with the intention to continue the Lord of the Rings series throughout the year. So I'm also fitting on The Hobbit. 7 was a book that ends in an even number page. For that, I am reading The Air by Sophie Lark. This has been receiving a ton of hype. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. I have added it to my Amazon wishlist too because I would like to have it on my shelves someday, but it's like not a priority for me to buy like right this second if I can read it through Kindle Unlimited. This is for the Booked Since the 90s book club with Steph's Bookish World, another channel that I really love. I will have her linked down below as well. And this is a smutty romance. That's all I know about it. I know Sophie Lark can have some darker themes and the spice levels are usually pretty high. So I thought it was perfect for February as well. And I can't check Goodreads right this second because I'm actually filming on my phone today, but I looked it up and I'm 99% sure it ends on an even page number. Roll number 8 is a hyped book, and I'm holding up Flock. This is like a rollover, but I'm actually putting in Exodus, which is book number 2 of the Ravenhood series. And this is actually going to be a part of a themed reading vlog that you guys don't know about. And furthermore, I would like to force myself to continue series even when I first start them. And apparently this series is very bingeable and people love it. So I hope to read both Flock and book 2, Exodus. And these are very hyped. I see them all over Bookstagram as well as TikTok. So I'm very excited to read that. It's also on KU, I believe. So I haven't bought the physical book yet. I'm trying to get use out of my new Kindle. I haven't even used it yet. Roll number 9 is a book with a unique magic system, and who I automatically think of when it comes to unique magic systems is Brandy Sandy. So I've been meaning to read The Well of Ascension again for many months. Haven't gotten to it. Need to. Loved The Final Empire, the first in the Mistborn series, which is a fantasy series where the magic system involves like ingesting metals. There was a big like uprising in the first book against the Dark Lord, who has like ruled over their lands for 1,000 years or something. He was like immortal. And I loved that book, but it's the size that always gets me. And these are deceivingly skinny. Like this is almost 800 pages. Whereas this book is 600 and this one's almost 800. I have a lot of pages to read this month. And lastly was a current or past book club pick, and to continue on with the Dandelion Dynasty for Stephanie's channel read along, The Wall of Storms is a book 2. I don't have it yet to show you. I can actually go pick it up at the library today, but it's not good driving conditions, and I'm not quite done this, so I'm not in like a super rush to go grab it, but I am excited to continue the series and see where it goes. Apparently this book, the first book, is very much a prequel to the series to come, like the next 3 books. I mean, it's not called a prequel, it's called book 1, but that's what people who have read the whole series so far have said, that Wall of Storms really kicks off, and I'm excited for that. But that's another chunky book. I'm actually just really curious. I want to, editing Emily's gonna be mad at me, but put up how many pages I'm supposed to read. That is 12 books, which is never going to happen for me, but some of them are quite small. I only finished 4 books in January. I would love to finish 8 in February, like double that. But it is the shortest month of the year, so I just really want to push myself and read more this year, and I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling like really passionate and excited to read it. Apparently I need a thesaurus to be added to this as well. That's all I can think of is excited. I'm going to stop rambling. I've been filming for way too long, and clearly my voice is going out. If you did enjoy today's video, Don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know. Leave me a comment down below of a book that you hope to get to in the month of February. I would love to chat with you down in the comments. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.